Welcome to the Podcast with Purpose.
Welcome back to the Podcast with Purpose. I am your host, Nate Link, and today we are joined by two special guests. Both their names are synonymous with health and wellness. These two ladies make it their mission to keep our HT family informed, insured, and healthy in all aspects of the meaning. It is my pleasure to welcome Leanne Allen and Chris Saporito to the podcast. And today we're going to be talking about wellness, but most importantly, a little bit of an upgrade to the wellness rewards and how everything is structured. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Excellent. So every time, for our listeners out there, every time I do a podcast, I sit down with the guest prior to the podcast, and we kind of just go over what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to tell our listeners, in doing so with you two, I am beyond excited for everybody to hear about these upgrades to the program. And I think your wallets are going to be a little bit happy to hear about it too. So let's go right into it. Let's start talking. What is new? What's going on?
Well, our wellness program, we have expanded a little bit, and the biggest draw, I think that's going to draw more people in, is the rewards have now jumped from a maximum of $200 per year. An employee can earn up to $400 a year in our new wellness program. We have a list of activities that are pretty much the same as they were previous year, although we expanded a little bit. For example, last year, if you did one of three things, a flu shot, dental exam, or eye exam, you did one of those three, you would get 500 points. Well, now you can do all three and get 500 points for each. We have added cancer screens, depending on your age. If you qualify or are eligible to get one of these cancer screens, you can get 500 points for each one that you do. Skin cancer screening, breast cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer. You do any one of these things, you can earn 500 points. So we have really kind of upped the game a little bit. We want you to take care of yourself, and we're giving you an opportunity to earn some points and get some rewards. We do have our usual HT-sponsored activities included, too. We have breaks to educate, wellness challenges, awareness activities that are still involved. The points have changed a little bit, but we've really kind of jumped it up and given you the opportunity to participate and learn some information and make some better
Some healthy choices
Yes.
to enhance your well-being.
Sounds very good. Some healthy choices to enhance your well-being. Now, Chris, everything you just talked about. So the first one, you talked about how everything was kind of ungrouped now. So you have triple the points for those three things. What were those again?
the flu, if you get a flu shot,
Yeah.
if you go to the dentist,
Yeah.
if you get an eye exam,
Yeah.
you can get 500 points for each of those.
Okay, so I do all three of those. So instead now I am up to 1,500 points to start versus that 500 from before. So right there, you're well on your way to some cash.
Correct.
Yes, it's you're going to be able to earn more. I think that's kind of the gist. And those activities that have those higher point values are things that you're probably already doing.
Yes.
And things that will be preventive health measures. So staying healthy, preventing some things from happening, like the cancer screenings, the annual physical blood screen. So really encouraging our employees to take care of themselves and see their doctors. And again, you're probably already doing it. So now turn in some proof, which could be a receipt from your doctor visit. It could be a certification form, which we have on our website, where you can go pull that off and bring that to your doctor. They can fill that out. It could be sometimes the insurance explanation of benefits lists what you went for. That could be also proof. We don't want results. We don't want to know what your blood work says.
That's private.
Private.
Yes.
We don't want to know that. But we need some proof that you've done the activity. So that's how you can prove those activities. And What also is really cool this year is we're being paid quarterly.
So I'm not waiting till January of next year.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah. So that $400, you can earn that through the year by turning in those proof, participating in the HT activities. The way it's going to work is 1,000 points equals $100.
It's easy enough.
Yeah. So if you earn 1,000 points in the first quarter, and we've got proof of that by 1 week after the quarter, the dates are all listed in the program, you can get that $100. We are not doing prorated amounts. So if you had the 1,500, as you already said, you had those three things.
Yep.
If you had 1,500, that 500 would roll over to the next quarter. So you could still turn in the proof, and we would have that documented. Then you get another 500 that quarter. So you're with me? You got 1,000 paid out.
It builds up. So I start my next quarter 500 points strong.
You started out 500. You get another 500. Now you're 1,000. Now you get another $100 at the end of that quarter. If you had the 2,000 in the first quarter, you'd get the 200.
Yeah.
See how that works? Okay. So at the end of the year, the end of the year, you could earn up to a 400. Any points left at the end of the year do not roll over to the next year.
Okay.
So it's a annual January 1st to December 31st, and then we start over. So every year you can earn up to $400.
And chances are, if you have points left over at the end of the year, there's still the benefit that you're taking care of yourself and you're making sure you're in tip-top shape.
Yes.
So this goes beyond money.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a benefit, right? To continue even after you've earned your $400.
Yeah.
That, it doesn't mean to stop being healthy.
Don't stop being healthy at $400, please.
Right. Another cool thing. So for those who have participated in the past, you know that they've done the rewards by gift cards.
Yes.
Which was a great way to also get money. We've gotten some requests to get paid cash. So we looked into it. We are able to do that.
Okay.
So we're doing that.
All right. So when you say cash, do you mean cash?
I do not.
Okay.
So I mean, yes and no. But
Yes and no.
It's a payroll check.
Okay.
A separate payroll check. Wellness rewards are taxable. They always have been. The gift cards were taxable. Is on your annual amount that you earned. But so it's a separate payroll check. Taxes will come off of it. 401k contributions plus the match will happen as well. But you'll be getting that check. So all you need to do is go to the bank and cash that, and then you have cash.
Yeah. And I appreciate, so from where I said, I appreciate the fact that, as you just mentioned, this does go towards your retirement match.
Yeah. If you're already taking out 401k, that's going to come out in your match will also.
Yeah. So it's not going to be depending on what your contribution is, even if it's a huge contribution, it's not going to be a large amount of money. But again, this is all about wellness and
that's
also
part of financial
wellness. Yes. And if you're keeping yourself in tip-top shape, you want to be able to have as much money to spend as possible when you do retire.
Yeah, exactly. A couple other important things to note. You have to be an active employee when you complete an activity. So if you're hired in the middle of the year and you did your annual physical with blood screen in January, but you're hired in August.
I get it.
That's not eligible for that plan year.
Yeah.
But the next year, when you go in January, you can turn that in for that year. Also, you have to be an active employee when the rewards are given out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And to be honest, who doesn't want to be an active employee here, right?
It's a great place.
That's
It's
a benefit in
place.
itself. Okay. So let me ask you this too. We have this list of everything, all how the points break down. You mentioned that. Where do I find that? Because I can't find my car in my driveway, so help me out with that.
Okay, so we have a couple ways that we are going to get this information out to our employees. We will send an email to all those that have email, and supervisors can share with their employees without email.
Yep.
We are going to have an announcement in Kronos.
Okay.
And we do have, we will have the information listed on our website.
Okay.
And we will also have a link, I believe, to this podcast for people if they still want information.
Yep.
And we are going to do some in-person sessions also. We're going to try to get out there and talk to our employees because we haven't done that in a while, and we like to see people's faces and be there so we can answer any questions people have.
Okay. So, reminder in Kronos, link to the podcast, link to the website, an email going around. There's really no reason that somebody shouldn't know about this.
We hope so.
Yeah. And because it's so different,
Yep.
we are also committing to get paper to everybody. It's like 3 sheets.
Yeah.
So we want to, in that in person, get the piece of paper to them so it's easy to have it.
I like that because you can almost use that as like your check sheet throughout the years and all throughout the quarters. Like, okay, I did this. And it's also a great reminder of just things you should be doing. Life comes at you fast. You don't, oh, geez, did I schedule a physical this year? Did I have that cancer screening this year? I don't remember. This is a nice reminder for those things that we just should be doing. So, Leanne, earlier when we were talking, I know you mentioned breaks to educate and wellness challenges. So tell me a little about those. How do those work? How do we know when they're happening? What are they? And if I'm not in this building or up at the distribution center, I'm in Rome on a mobile run, or I'm in Pennsylvania at a NOSC, how do I participate in these things?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing, because we're paying out quarterly, we are committed to doing quarterly HT sponsored wellness activities.
Yep.
So a breaks to educate, that's either an in-person educational session or a video, something a little bit longer than just a short article to read.
Sure.
That's what that would be. Then we have awareness days, generally like an article that someone reads and answers some questions or a quiz type of thing. We do wellness challenges as well. So that's the summary.
Yeah.
And then you asked, how am I going to know about that?
Yeah.
So we will continue to communicate through email and Kronos announcements. So Kronos is a really great tool that everybody signs into to clock in and clock out.
Yep.
And when an announcement pops up, I'm just going to encourage you to take a look at it instead of just ignoring what it says. But because you can just get in there to clock in, and when you have time, pay attention to what that says, because that's how we're going to be communicating. And then for those who are not here in Utica, so if we did an in-person break to educate, we ask if we can record them. A lot of the times the answer is no.
Yep.
They're liability, right? So we're looking into ways that we can provide breaks to educate videos and other ways that we can do that to allow people to do it at any time and not have to be here. Same thing with challenges, and awareness is pretty much any time, someone it's an article to read. So anytime, that one's pretty easy.
Okay, great. So that's the thing too, is making sure everyone can get involved, because first and foremost, anytime there's a break to educate or a challenger, there's something important. There's a message behind it. It's not just to have fun. Although they are fun, there's something important and something meaningful behind it. Also, points, more points.
Right. Yeah. You participate, you get the points.
Yep.
And so you won't be able to do everything on the list. It's very unlikely. Some things are only for people on the insurance. Some things are only going to apply if you're a certain age or a certain gender.
Yeah.
Based on, how the CDC recommendations for those health screenings. So at some point, you're going to do everything you can do on your own. So when we do these challenges and breaks to educate, that's another way that you can build up those points.
Beautiful. What do we leave our listeners with? What is the call to action here?
That is, don't leave money on the table. You have activities that you can accumulate points pretty easily. And like we said, doing things that you should probably be doing anyways We're not trying to force anybody to do them, but
Right.
if we can encourage you to do them and you can get some money in your pocket, go ahead and take advantage.
Yeah.
It's completely voluntary, but I would say don't leave money on the table. Look at the materials when we pass them out and just see. Maybe it's something you want to do.
I love the fact that there is this opportunity to get an additional $400 per every year. Also, and I mean this in all seriousness, $400 in your pocket or not, the huge benefit from this is also being healthy, staying healthy, getting in these routines that keep you operating and performing at your best. Life comes at you fast, and you want to have that healthy body to make sure you can take care of everything. And I appreciate all the hard work that you two put in to be able to provide that platform to all of us here. It's a very important thing. And again, very thankful that you two and your team works on this so hard throughout the year. And of course, it's incentivized, so the money's great. But at the end of the day, let's all stay as healthy as we can.
I agree.
I agree as well. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you heard it, folks. There's going to be some links in the show notes to all of this great information. The email is going to be going around. Don't leave money on the table and don't leave your health at risk. Get started today and let's see where this healthy journey takes us. So thank you again, and we'll talk to you all soon.